Hey.
Boom.
All right. So, when is rehearsal? When are we going live? Are we still in rehearsal?
No,
Oh,
I think we're live.
oh, we're live right now. I'm playing with you.
Ugh.
I haven't played in a couple weeks. It's been a few weeks.
Hey, kids. Hey,
Hey,
Julie.
hey kitties,
Kids.
Jonathan, Julie, my favorite Florida gal, Renee. I love Renee to death. We got Beverly Church Hogan here. Yeah, the people are coming back. Did you miss us last week? Oh, it was Mother's Day, so
It's
we
been
want.
so many things. Every month is like something going on. Mother's Day, that I've actually got some gigs coming up. We could change the night of the show, you know.
That's hey, I know you. Well, that's something to discuss, but yes, we should let folks know that there will be a Sunday in June. Thank you, Renee. We missed you too. Although Renee and I have talked. Yeah, there will be.
Really?
There will be. Oh yeah, if you want some great stories about Florida, Renee is the person. Anyway, I don't want to go down. Renee and I, when we chat, we go down a lot of rabbit holes. You and I do that too. We go down we take detours and stuff. Detour Ahead. That should be our
That's
theme.
a great tune.
It is a great song. No, so June 13th, which falls on a Sunday, we will not be doing a show that night because you are gigging that night, correct?
I think it's the 13th.
I think that's what I
You've
said.
been a day ahead for like all day.
No, didn't I say the 13th?
Oh, I thought you said the 14th.
Hey, can we rewind the tape? Just okay. No, we'll watch it back. Yes, it's June 13th, which I guess would be 4 weeks from tonight. You have a gig, right? About a mile from your house.
On the water at the Pleasant Beach Hotel. It's beautiful. It's beautiful out here.
And you even invited me to come out there, and
It's
maybe
chill, man. It's
maybe
really
we
chill.
maybe we would do like a quick little 10-15 minute. Hey folks, we're live here.
Well, we were thinking about doing that.
I know. And now I just ruined the whole damn surprise.
Oh, yeah, but we can't run the show because of the copyright.
Well, no, but it would be just fun instead of us, doing this from our homes. We could kind of do like a quick little hit from the gig. Anyway, we'll discuss that. But anyway, it's good to be back after missing all of April, and then we had
Mother's Day. You didn't go down yet though, because you hadn't had your second shot yet. You've had your second vaccination, right?
2 days away from full vaccination. Yes, I had the shot on the 4th. So in 2 days, I'll have reached that 2-week mark, and I'll be yeah. So the plan for me now, since I didn't make it home for Mother's Day, but I did get to Zoom. I didn't Zoom with you last week, but I did Zoom with my mom.
Oh, that's so cool that your parents can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so cool. So let me ask you a question: Are you gonna feel safe going out without a mask?
Well, I'll tell you.
I mean,
to be honest,
in light of the fact that there are people that are not getting vaccinated.
Well, to be honest with you, and I had this conversation with my mom the other day, even when I'm fully vaccinated, despite what the CDC set forth their new guidelines the other day, I mean, we just don't know when we're out at a supermarket or out in a gathering of people. How do we know unless people are wearing their I know. Do I have I know that was
New York State offers something. I'm remiss because I don't know the name of it, but there, if you search getting proof that you're vaccinated, New York State offers a thing that you can sign up for, and
well,
but
but to answer your question, I still am going to be wearing masks. I mean, I don't think I'm quite yet in the comfort zone of where enough of the country is vaccinated where I can feel like, you know what, I can go out without a mask and not have any worries. I'm just not there yet.
Yeah, well, the thing is, someone my age, and it's well known that I am not young. I mean,
You're not old either, so
all the vaccination does is keep you from ending up in the hospital. It doesn't mean you're not going to get sick.
no,
So
no,
I don't
it's
want
not.
to get sick.
It's not. I mean, look, I mean, my mom even did tell me she heard about a friend of hers who who was vaccinated and then somehow wasn't feeling well, decided to get a COVID test, and they did have COVID. But by having the two shots, from what I gather, it is a very you're going to have a very mild case of the virus
Yeah,
as opposed
I'm
as
not
opposed to
real,
people
real
who
worried, but I am going to wear a mask for a while. I'm not like, yay, I'm going to Walmart.
no you
Take
you
my
absolutely
mask off.
no you absolutely need to. And I mean, I've got about, I don't know, 30 to 40 different masks that I kind of rotate, and so I'm not going to be I'm not going to be just stopping wearing masks. What's funny is that, not to bring my mom up again, and we do have to bring our wonderful guest on in a few minutes, but my mom, not only was it Mother's Day last Sunday, but she celebrated her birthday as well on Thursday. And
Does
so
she
my
talk about her age? Some people don't tell.
yeah, I mean, I don't write it in the card like, Mom, I'm so glad you've been on this
Happy
earth.
120th birthday.
Let's just say I'm not going to divulge her age, but no, she looks great for somebody who is that age, which I won't mention. But anyway, my dad offered to her if she would like to maybe go out to eat on her birthday, and he offered her 4 different choices. And my mom gave it serious consideration. They've been both fully vaccinated now for since I think early March. But my mom still just wasn't comfortable
Not
going
feeling
to.
it. Yeah.
So what my dad did is he went to one of their favorite restaurants in Roslyn on Long Island, and he
Long
brought
Island.
back, yes, and he brought back one of her favorite meals. So she didn't actually eat at the restaurant, but he went.
So can I ask what her favorite meal was? Do you know what it was?
Oh, it was a shrimp. It was, well, she started out with a chicken lemon flavored soup that she claims is
Anything with lemon in it is my buddy. Yeah.
I wish I knew the exact name of the dish. Anyway, so she had soup. That was the soup, and then she had a shrimp dish as her main course. But I don't know. I know there was shrimp and some vegetables and
Maybe it was Asian.
no, it's the place. If people want to look it up, it's on Long Island.
Northern Italian, if it's with lemon.
It's spelled, the name of the place. I'll give them a plug.
I'm curious.
The name of the place, if people want to look it up, and I'm sure their menus online, the name of the place, and I've eaten there too, is called Kyma, spelled Kyma.
I have no idea.
That's all right. But
No.
anyway, so people, no, it was not a lobster roll, John. It was not a lobster roll that she had. Why did you write Zoom filter? You don't need a filter.
Zoom filter on my face.
No, you do not.
I do too. You want me to take it off? Oh, what you gonna pay me?
You do not. You're not using a filter right now.
I have a filter, a Zoom. If you go into your settings, Zoom has a filter to make you look a little better.
Is there a filter that can make me kind of lose the second chin? Is there?
No, there's no filter for that. Don't feel bad. I have one too.
You do not. No, I've got you beat 2-1 in chins right now. I got to work on that. Anyway, so it was a great week for my mom, Mother's Day, birthday, and so my plan is to go home now, hoping to get home for Father's Day, which will be the 20th of.
There you go. There's a goal.
And if I have a second chin when I get home,
you will.
Trust me, my mom will.
You will.
She'll let me hear it. So yeah.
There's a thing that happens when you get a little start. Well, let's just say when you're not 20 anymore. How about I say that?
Well, but that's why I'm starting to walk a lot.
Your metabolism slows down. It's very hard. It's a very
Yeah.
hard thing. And, I think just eating healthy, staying healthy, make sure you are out and moving around. That's really important. I worked my booty off today around this house and my back was screaming at me. But I have some exercises that I can do. And I thought, wouldn't it be awful if I started screaming from my back on the show? Ah!
Well, I've had some back issues. I had a neck issue the other day. I'll tell you what issues I'm going to have in a couple of weeks is allergies. Oh boy.
Oh, this is coming that time of year for you, isn't it?
Yeah, probably in a couple of weeks, and then it usually goes for. That's why it'll be nice that we're going to have a little bit of a break in June for the gig, for your gig, and then for Father's Day. But I'm going to warn people right now that for our first week of June show, which I believe is the 6th, it could be some sneezing and some sniffling during that show.
Well, you know what we'll do if you're not feeling well? We will just tell everybody. One thing about our people is they are very loving and very forgiving. All of
Got
them.
my tissues. They are. They are indeed. Anyhow,
I think it's time.
You and I, yeah, we had such a great time a couple of weeks ago where we just did the show, just the two of us. But we have somebody who has been in the waiting room for. Gosh, I mean, we were doing our little pre-show, doing our makeup and our filters, and he entered the room and he's been waiting to be admitted to this room. And so I think I'm going to let you do the honors this week.
Well, and actually, Mark and I have known each other for quite a while, although we have not met, but we are great friends on Facebook, and we admire each other so much and each other's work. And he's just the most charming, delightful person. And I think everybody's in for a real treat because this guy is so talented and such a great composer. And he's just fun on top of all that.
He is.
So let me play. I thought he's got this wonderful record.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Right now with the amazing David Benoit and Mark. And you'll see, I'm gonna share it here, and then I'm gonna play it. And we'll play a little bit before we bring Mark in.
Works for me.
I hope Mark is listening. I'm sure he is. He's very computer literate.
Pretty sure he is.
All right. So here's the video. I hope everybody can see this, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna make sure you let me know you can hear it. Can you hear it, Eric?
Cannot. Did you share sound? Oh, now I can hear it, but you got to boost it.
Better than winning the race, better than riding wild horses, walking.
Still a little soft.
Better than dinner on a train, or making whoopee on a plane. Better than anything.
I don't know why it's not coming out. Everything is shared.
Can you boost the volume anyhow?
Better than said Dizzy's, better than John Beasley's band, better than Pat Kelly.
Better.
Clayton the man, better than Gregory Porter. If I could choose.
You can't hear it?
Better than Bill Evans' ballads.
I can hear it.
Blues, better than all the cats who play back up here in LA. Better than anything except being in love. Being in love.
Oh gosh, I could listen to this all night. Oh, we're gonna get Mark in here.
Yeah, people are saying in the chat they can hear it, but it's on the low side. So
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, nothing you can do.
Maybe you could share something next time.
All right.
Well, maybe you can share something.
Okay. Well, shall we bring Mark in though?
I asked him to come in.
We see Mark. We see.
Oh!
Hello, help! Where's the camera?
Here I am. I was going, why am I on?
Oh, I love the guy.
Hey, there he is.
You like it?
I love it.
love it.
Well, thanks.
This is a good look.
Thanks.
This is a great look.
I don't have the filter though. I want that filter, the zoom filter.
The zoom filter.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know. I mean, come on.
We'll talk later.
It's in there. It's in the settings.
Oh, okay.
And you can go from like not so much filter to a lot of filter.
Yeah. So you go from not so much to Peggy Lee.
Yeah. But you don't sound like her. That's the only.
No, I know. I don't sound like Peggy Lee.
Oh man.
I wish I did. I love
Yeah, I mean, were you a Peggy Lee fan when you were a young budding lad?
I was. I love Peggy Lee.
Yeah, me too. I'm a big fan of Peggy Lee. She,
my mom was a singer.
What? Tell us about that.
Well, my mom was a singer in the 30s and 40s, gave up her career for show, to have a family like most women of that era.
Well,
was completely bored. She was so bored. But she lived through showbiz, and we watched Peggy Lee on TV and Lena Horne and Ethel Waters and Judy Garland. And she told me about phrasing. She cooked me matzo brie at night.
Oh,
She was a night owl because, she always was with a band at night. So she'd be cooking me food and telling me about phrasing. Don't breathe in the middle of the line, stuff like that. Yeah. So I loved all the great singers, and I love singers. Then I started loving singers my mom didn't love. We had the generation gap.
and your dad, Mark, was not involved in the music, right? He was a jeweler?
He was a jeweler. But my dad was very like a philosopher. My parents were very, they were not from this planet. They came from the planet something else. But they tried to be from this planet, but it didn't work. And I knew it as a child.
Yeah.
But he wanted to be an opera singer, actually, my dad.
Whoa.
And my aunt was a singer. My grandmother sang. My grandfather sang. We all sang Friday night, and they wouldn't let me sing till I was 13. I guess I wasn't good until my voice changed. So.
Yeah, that is kind of a late bloomer as far as.
Oh yeah, I was practically washed up by the time I was 13.
Oh.
But when I was 9 years old.
At least you were a clean machine.
When I was 9 years old, I told my mom I wanted to be a singer, and I was so afraid she was going to say, "What do you mean? You don't want to be a doctor or a lawyer?" And she said, "Oh, of course you're going to be a singer. I mean, why wouldn't I be a singer? That's all I ever had in the household was albums and singers. It was amazing."
So did they make you take lessons and things, piano lessons and things like that?
Yes, my mother played really good piano, and my one regret is I was a very bad piano student, and I play really bad piano. I play enough I can write songs.
I need to interject something. Sometimes it's not the student, it's the teacher.
Yeah. Maybe.
Hello, come on, little puppy. Come on. Your puppy's coming. Look.
That's Stella.
Stella?
Aww.
Oh,
Yeah, that's my girl.
You better get Stella up here and introduce her to us.
Absolutely.
We love the pets around here.
We love pets and Zooms.
Stella's a good girl.
Hi, Stella.
Yeah, she's good. Okay.
Okay. Now get out.
Don't worry, she's gonna want to be on my lap.
Is she part Maltese or?
Yeah, she's part Maltese and Shih Tzu, and she's 100 years old.
Wow.
She's 16.
That's a lot. That's a lot for a puppy dog.
That is.
She's doing good.
That's a lot. So you didn't really get into piano.
No.
But did you get into it enough to learn to read?
I know how to read now.
Yeah. Well, that's a good answer.
Yeah. But I was totally into singers. Love singers.
Hmm.
And love songwriting. I had my 45s, Eric, and I started noticing, I love my 45s, and I started noticing that all my songs were written by either two groups, either Bacharach David or Goff and King. And that's what got me into songwriting. So I started collecting Bacharach David and Goff and King and Ely Greenwich and Jeff Barry. So I really got into songwriters pretty early.
Wow.
That's something.
It's funny.
I love the Brill Building.
I mentioned that last Thursday was my mom's birthday. She shares a birthday with Burt Bacharach.
Wow, he just turned 93.
93 on the 13th. Yeah. So
Now wait
Yeah.
a minute. Okay, is he still with us?
He's still with us.
he is. Yeah.
Hal David is in that great grill building in the sky, but
No
Burt's still with us.
kidding.
So
Yeah.
you've met Burt. I take it on.
Can I tell you my terrible Burt Bacharach?
We want to
story?
hear all your stories.
We
Oh,
got,
good, I'll tell
we got
them.
plenty of time.
This is all about just,
Okay.
whatever.
Please.
So I work with a wonderful composer named Bill Cantos, wonderful singer, songwriter, and he is Burt's second keyboard on the road, and he's also Herb Alpert's keyboard player. And so I tell Bill, I go, do you ever work with anybody who's not over 90? But anyway, he's a great keyboardist. And I went to see Burt Bacharach, and he said, come backstage and meet Burt. Well, Burt came off the stage and he really was tired. He's 90, at the time he was 91. And in my soul, I knew I shouldn't go up to him and get a picture. But I thought to myself, I'm never going to have a picture with Burt Bacharach. And I did. I went. I felt real bad about it.
Where is it?
Oh,
Go
the
find it,
picture?
Eric.
I don't have it.
Believe me, Nance, I'm looking for it right now.
Okay. Maybe when one of the things is, I'll go and anyway.
No,
But
no.
I did foist myself upon Burt. He was very nice. I love Burt Bacharach. He's great.
I adored that whole era of music. It was so lyrical, so melodic, so civil, so
Yeah.
many wonderful things about it and he really wasn't from the songbook era. This was
No.
new. I talk quite often to my students about new pieces of music that get inducted into the songbook
Right.
because of the quality of them.
Yeah. David and I, we did this new album, Old Friends, Benoit. And the subtext of the whole album is, these were the songs that when we were young men, literally I was 13 years old. This is what I was listening to. I was listening to the Beatles, and I was listening to, some of the other things. But I was listening to Johnny Mandel. I was listening to Burt Bacharach.
The king
I
of
was
everything.
listening to Henry Mancini. I was a weird little kid. I loved Jack Jones. I loved Nancy Wilson.
Mm.
Yeah. What did you find?
Well, for those I couldn't find Mark and Burt, but for those people who are not familiar with the great Burt Bacharach, this is Burt at the piano. I believe this picture is only a couple of years old.
Yeah, that's pretty recent.
That's
I
a
think
nice
that's
outfit he has on too, with the jeans.
Yeah,
and the blue
yeah.
jeans. I like that. And Eric, what's one of your favorite tunes that he's written? No, I don't want to mean to put you on the spot, because just
what
because
the-
you spin records doesn't mean you have them all memorized. You
What the world
Oh.
needs now.
That's great.
That's all I'm gonna sing. That's it.
What's your favorite, Nancy?
Well, I think that has to be one of them. I was thinking of what's the one about the raindrops?
Raindrops Keep Falling on My
I
Head.
love that song.
Well, I like the more R&B ones. I really like R&B. So I love Dionne Warwick, and I love A House Is Not a Home.
Oh,
He wrote that. Please
You
forgive
wrote
me.
A House Is Not a
Please
Home.
forgive
Yeah.
me. Oh my.
David and I wanted to do a Burt Bacharach song on our new album, and we tried A House Is Not a Home. We tried
big too.
Alfie.
It's a
Actually,
big-
we did a good
Alfie's
thing on
big
Alfie.
too.
But we
Alfie.
didn't do any Burt Bacharach on the record, but we
Yeah.
did do Henry Mancini, and we did do Johnny Mandel, and we did do Randy Newman, who I love. I love
Oh,
Randy.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's
I
just
can see that. I can see that that's kind of a similar path, you and Randy.
Yeah,
Because you have that kind of speaky delivery when you sing, which of course
yeah.
I love that.
Voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Like, what was I going to say about Burt, the tunes? I forgot. You got to go on because my senior.
Okay.
the only other one that just popped into my head was oh my
go!
god.
You're too young to have these.
They
moments.
long to be close to you. Is that
Okay,
right?
I have to tell you something, Eric. That's the one I don't like. And
Okay,
it's not because of the
forget.
melody.
We'll edit this out. We'll edit
Oh,
this.
no,
part out.
I don't like it. I'm very opinionated. I don't like the lyric.
What are
I
the
think it's
chances
so
I bring up the one he doesn't like? I mean,
I know. It's actually the only one I don't like.
all right.
You know, it's like the Stevie Wonder song I hate is I Just Called to Say I Love You. It's like, I think it's the stupidest song. And I love Stevie Wonder.
It is kind of hokey.
Yeah.
It's a little hokey.
I don't love it. I don't love it. All right. So
I was going to say tunes like Alfie
I love it.
and House is Not a Home, I find difficult to sing.
Yeah, they're tough.
Every song, and I teach my students this, every song is not for you. You need to understand when there are tunes that are not for you.
Yeah.
You
David
know?
and I went through about 36 songs to get the 13 songs on this record. And we would just do a song. And if it felt great, like, you know, we weren't going to do Some Other Time, which was on the Bill Evans, Tony Bennett album. But when I started singing it and David started playing it, it just was so natural and easy. We did it. So the songs that felt very organic and natural to us, we did. And the ones, even though we loved them, like A House Is Not a Home, it just didn't work.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So here I am.
My sister, sorry.
And there you guys are. It's funny. I don't think I ever remember seeing either David or you with any kind of facial hair, and yet David's got a little, you know, he's got a little goatee on the album cover, and you got a nice little.
I love
I've
it.
never had this for 35 years, Eric. This is the first time.
Really?
But
Yeah.
it really works for you, Mark.
It
Thank
does. It does. But
My boyfriend really likes it.
Oh, well,
My
that's all that
And
matters.
that's all that matters, really. He's a
But I
really
mean-
sweet guy. So
Nancy knows me, and I'm looking up like a lot. Where all these great photos I can find. There's not one photo I can find of you where
No.
you are even close to having any kind of.
well,
growth.
actually, there is my first album, which was made in 1912.
Uh-oh.
Actually, 1982.
Come on.
Nancy,
It was
you and I
a
are-
wartime record. Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you going to say? Nancy and I are,
You and I are contemporaries, you know.
well, we're similar age,
Yeah.
in age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're,
And we still keep, chugging along.
you know, your voice sounds so fabulous. I was listening to Remembering Mark Murphy. You sound
Well,
so fantastic
That's
on
a
the
pretty
record.
highly produced record. Do I need to say more?
Okay. Well, I liked it. I like it. It's beautiful.
Thank you. I should just be saying thank you.
Yeah.
I wish I was singing more. I wish I was, this year and a half has really put me behind my chops.
Yeah.
I keep trying to sing at home, but it's not the same as the kind of stress that a gig puts you under. And that's not the right word, but it pushes you. A gig puts you in a place where you get pushed.
Yeah.
And you keep yourself like on your toes. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
feel like I'm on my toes right now. And it'll happen. I mean, I'll just get out, and lucky for me, they'll love me anyway. So I'm blessed that way.
Oh, that's nice.
So I don't care.
But you sing great.
Well,
I
thank
love your singing.
Oh,
I'm
thank
not just saying this. I love it. I think
Thank
it's
you.
beautiful.
Thank you. What
You've got a great instrument, but you also phrase beautifully, as my mother would say. And you tell the story, which is beautiful.
Well, is there
Well-
anything else? I don't know.
No,
Well, I
you
love-
look great. So
What I love about the both of you, not only do I adore you both as singers, but in just hearing, and of course I've heard Nancy's voice. We talk every week, whether it's on the phone or doing this show. But I mean, Mark, just hearing you, like you and I had we met really only that one time when you and
Syracuse
Cheryl.
Jazz Festival.
Yes, and we're going to get into
Right
that.
off
But
the top.
How did I miss that? Was I out of town? What year was that, Mark? Do you recall?
Yes, it was 2013 because I just, Cheryl, Bentyne, and I are.
Oh,
I love
yes.
Cheryl Bentyne.
Yeah. She's a
And
good
we
friend
had
too.
put out an album called West Coast Cool, and we were doing the show at the festival. And Eric was introducing us. I think.
I'm not sure. Did I get to? I mean, Frank would always have me I think I did have the pleasure of introducing you and.
I
and
know. I
Cheryl.
have a great picture of the three of us. Do you have that picture? You,
Oh
me,
my-
and Cheryl?
Oh my Lord!
Is it on
Yeah.
Facebook? He'll go find it.
Yeah, it is
Well,
probably on Facebook.
I was gonna pull up. Now this is not the album you just talked about, but this is the Eastern.
Yeah, that's
and-
the last record with. I love that cover.
Oh
Look
my
at
What a
that.
great
Love
great
that
picture!
cover.
Yeah, Yeah.
I love that.
Mikkel Healy is the photographer. She's such a great photographer. I love her.
Yeah, but and the lighting is from behind. She must have had a lot of light on you.
Yeah. At a certain, it's all about lighting, Nancy.
Oh boy, is
After
it? That's why I
25.
looked at it.
No, I know. It's all about lighting.
That tuxedo was made for you. My goodness.
Thank you.
Yes.
I love doing that coat.
But
I
I
love
think
Cheryl. Cheryl's
I think
great.
the red gloves look better on her though.
I tried to grab them from her, but
I was wondering.
no, she wouldn't. Cheryl is
Stop
my
it.
roommate. Was my roommate 2 years ago, and we lived together for 4 months, and we had the best time. We played all these music videos. We played songs. Cheryl is a gas. She's like my favorite person. She's like my
That's
sister.
so good.
Yeah.
So you look really in shape in that picture. Are you big on
Yes.
you're staying healthy and
Yes.
exercising and all that sort of thing?
Yes.
So what kind of routine do you have? I'm just
I do
curious.
yoga. I
Oh,
do it once a week. I didn't do it today, but I do. I have a trainer that comes twice a week.
Ooh, nice.
I walk almost every day. I eat well. At a certain age, you've got to, I've seen my friends who don't, and I see what happens. So I'm a big believer in it.
yeah.
I don't like it. I like walking. Walking is fun.
Yes.
I walk. Now, do you live in a place are you in LA or where are you?
I live in Studio City, like 5
Oh, I
minutes
know
from
Studio
Vitello's.
City. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, you were going to come to my show and I forgot.
Oh, Nancy, I helped you with a gig.
You did.
Yeah,
did?
I called people,
Oh.
and then something happened. Like my class was that night. I teach, Eric. I teach songwriting at UCLA Extension, and I teach at another school. And I'm pretty sure that's what was happening as I was teaching that night.
I know it was a totally legitimate thing. It just
But
went,
I want to see you. So
well, that was fun. It was all practically sold out.
yay!
It was a
And-
great show. It was great.
And-
It was
and-
just- I'm sorry, Eric.
No. You and I, we've talked about Vitello's, and I'm on their mailing list, even though I've never been. And you've told me about the vibe there, and I know Mark, you've been there
Great.
as well. I'm just curious, what you've obviously sung at festivals, you've sung in clubs. What do you? How do you like Vitello's? Besides the
I
fact
love
that
it.
it's close to you.
I love it. It's 5 minutes from me. There's
Wow.
really 2 clubs in LA that I perform at, and one is Catalina's,
Yeah.
which is a bigger venue. It's about 300 seats. And Vitello's is a little easier to fill. I can fill it. If I play there like every 4 months, I can fill it.
Same.
So,
Same.
yeah,
I just spoke to Manny. I don't know where.
I love Manny.
He's still. We're talking about Manny. He is the. I don't know.
Manager at Catalina's.
Oh, he's the manager at Catalina's.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've
Yeah.
played there. He's been very cordial to me. Although that is a hard room to fill. And
It is a hard room, but I love it, and I help them. They had a fundraising campaign. I think it's still going on, and I'll do whatever I can. I love them. Catalina Popescu, who owns it, I was married, and I had a relationship for 35 years, Nancy, and Catalina wanted to steal my husband. She loved Richard Del Balso.
with a little.
no.
wench. Oh my
She
God.
could care less about me, Catalina. It was my husband she loved.
I remember I
and-
met her.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
Really pretty woman. And so, they're like family to me. And I'm not saying that in a show business term. It's like when Richard died, I had we ate at Catalina's, and we did some, performers perform and stuff. So Catalina's is very close to me. I like it.
Gonna let people.
We lost a wonderful club in LA. We lost the Blue Whale.
Oh, that was that. I've been on that.
Actually would have been a great place for you, Nancy.
The Blue Whale,
hmm
but it's gone.
It's gone. It was
Oh.
downtown. It was a very hip, sort of bohemian.
Oh yeah,
downtown.
that's my kind of scene.
Yeah. You would have
That's
been
my
great.
kind of scene. Yeah.
And what about the Jazz Bakery is long gone?
Ruth Price still has a jazz bakery that she gets different venues. There's
Okay.
a new place called Sam First, which is very hip in Santa Monica. You have to
Oh.
remember all this, Nancy. That would be a good place for you too.
I
And
can't.
actually, I mentioned all these places in my song Better Than Anything.
Oh,
You know, so what I have to tell you about Better Than Anything on the new album. So I give my students assignments, and one of the assignments I give my students is to write a new lyric for a laundry list song. And a laundry list song is a song like Better Than Anything, You're the Top, a list of things ending in the title. They're my favorite things in the world, laundry list songs.
Huh.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Eric?
I don't. I
Oh,
love the
so
term.
it's a
but
list of things. So think of any song that has a list of things like I Wish You Love, I Wish You Bluebirds in the Spring, I
Yeah,
Wish You
yeah.
Lemonade.
Oh,
Those are laundry list songs. They're lists of
Oh.
things.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Songwriter's best friend. So for 20 years, I've been having my students rewrite Better Than Anything.
Mm.
So on this new album, we
What a
needed
great
a deep-
idea.
Yeah, I rewrote it. I was like my student, and I put a new lyric talking about the LA jazz scene and the people that I work with, and it was a lot of fun, and that's what I did. So I did.
You know
my
what?
I was
assignment,
trying to
gave
play
myself-
it when we brought you on, but I was having trouble sharing the
Let me.
song.
Why don't we? You know what? Let's give it another try. And I'm
Can
gonna.
you share it, Eric?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so now that we have a little background on it,
Right.
a little backstory, it'd be nice to hear it again.
Yeah, I mean, and it's we can play the whole song. It's only 3 minutes. It's less than 4 minutes. I want people to get to hear the whole song. So
And I mentioned Sam First and Catalina's and all the people that I love in LA, and I left out a lot of people.
Are you from LA?
Yeah,
Wow.
I have no sense of reality.
It's a big regret. I wish I lived. My family's back here, but I love LA. I don't know. I just love
I like
LA.
it. I do. I like it.
I just fit in out there with
Do
my
you?
with my lipstick and hairdo and all that crap.
The next time you play, you can stay at my house.
Oh, you're a sweetheart.
and you could see Stella.
You can see Stella.
Then I get to play with the dog.
She likes company.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna give this a shot. I got my volume. Hopefully, let us know in the
They
chat.
come after us. Facebook comes after us when we play things. But if you wrote the lyrics to this,
All
Yeah.
right, so let's give
Most
this
of
a
them. I
shot.
left a couple of the lyrics in about Bill Evans and Joe Williams, but most of the rest of it I wrote.
I'm gonna go full screen on this as well. So let's
All
give
right.
this a shot. Let us know in the chat if the volume is good. Mark Winkler, David Benoit from Old Friends, and Better Than Anything. Let's give this a go.
Better than sailing at midnight, better than diving for pearls, better than surfing at daybreak, avoiding the swirls, better than driving Ferraris, better than winning the race, better than riding wild horses or walking in space, better than dinner on a train or making whoopee on a plane, better than anything except being in love. Better than 4 sets at Dizzy's, better than John Beasley's band, better than Pat Kelly strumming, or Clayton the man, better than Gregory Porter, and if I could choose, better than Bill Evans' ballads, or Joe Williams' blues, better than all the cats who play, backing me up here in LA, better than anything except being in love, being in love.
love it. Who's that?
That's Pat Kelly on guitar.
Who is it again, Mark?
Pat Kelly.
Okay.
Better than Claire Martin singing,
Baby.
better than Cyril and me, better than John Pizzarelli or my pal Cena E, better than the baked potato to catch the last set, better than Shep when he's blowing, and before I forget, better than Sam first to catch Josh or Catalina's for a notch, better than anything except being in love. Better than Bennett when he croons, or Mr. Benoit with a tune. Better than anything except being in love. Being in love. Being in love. Better than anything. Better than anything. Even better than Gabe Davis on bass. Better than. Better than.
So, oh,
All right, we're gonna.
that's better than anything.
Huh? How about that? Yeah.
It was fun. You know, we did this in September of last year, and we were all so glad to be playing together.
I was
It was-
saying it's such a feeling. Now that picture, is that a rehearsal?
Yeah, that was the
Okay.
rehearsal for the album, and we all had our masks on.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we noticed that. Now we got a question from fellow vocalist Beverly Church Hogan.
Yeah,
Wanted to know, Mark, who actually took that picture?
David's wife, Kay.
Oh, David's wife. Okay.
Yeah, she had a good camera, nice camera.
Now is his wife's name spelled Kei?
Ki.
Oh, okay. The reason I
Japanese.
asked.
Kay's Japanese, and I was at Kay's and David's wedding. I've known David, that they've been married, I think, 34 years.
Is he an LA person too?
He's a beach person. So he
Ah,
lives in Palos Verdes,
Oh,
which is like another world. You know, it takes me an hour and a half to get there.
woo.
It's beautiful.
Because of traffic or because of how far?
It's just far. You know?
you know, I never put the two together, but back in my early days when I started in radio, there was
Yeah.
a song on a recording of his that is just so beautiful, which I believe it's titled Kay's Song.
Yes.
David, and I never made the connection that song, I thought maybe he wrote it for a friend, and that's the song he wrote for his wife.
Right.
And it's so
Eric,
beautiful. Yeah.
I wrote a lyric for it, and it's
Oh.
on the new record.
Oh,
So this was David's most famous song, you know, and so he literally would always show me all these terrible lyrics people would send him for it, you know, because when you're a jazz musician, people say, "Oh, I love your song. I wrote a lyric," and they're usually bad. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. So he literally had a night about 20 years ago of all the bad lyrics written for Kay's song.
Ah,
And I wanted to write a lyric for Kay's song, and it took me 30 years. I said, I'm not going to show it to him until it's a good lyric. And about a year ago, I came up with a lyric for it.
oh
So
my
it's on the new
gosh.
record.
So cool. I find people send me their compositions all the time. And I find that maybe the composition itself isn't so bad, but the lyrics are always, excuse me, not good.
I know. You know,
Not good.
people take my class at UCLA because they think they're going to get an easy A. So in the first class, I always have like 35 people. And then after they suddenly realize that writing songs isn't getting your heart broken and writing on a piece of paper, it's actually craft, they all drop it. I have like 16 people now, you know, and I had like 30, 40. You know, songwriting is hard.
Yeah.
You know, it's
that's
fantastic.
very-
I love songwriting. but
It's very
hard.
similar to teaching voice because people are in love with the idea of being a singer until they find out it takes work.
Yeah.
And then they leave, you know, this,
Yeah.
oh, I have to practice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of songwriting, I thought I would share this.
Oh, thank you.
How to write your best lyrics. How long have you been doing the Zoom workshops?
Well, the Zoom workshops started during the pandemic.
Right. Okay.
So, and I really love doing it because I get people from all over the country and even the world. I have a student from Australia who
Oh.
takes my class. I have somebody in New Jersey. I have somebody in Oregon. So, I've been getting it from all over the country. So I'm in the middle of the master's workshop right now. But I think in the summer, I'm going to start teaching my writing commercial hit lyrics again.
That's the one that jumped out at me. Not writing something about writing commercial hit lyrics and studying with you. That would intrigue me. Yeah.
Eric, if you want to audit my class, or Nancy, I'd love you to. Just let me
I'd love
know.
to. So I've been wanting to ask you, first of all, at this point, how many compositions do you have?
I have about 450.
Wow.
So yeah, I've been writing for 40 years.
So when do you write? So now that was going to be one of my questions. So what is your process? How does it happen? What time of day does it happen?
Morning. I'm a morning person.
Yeah, me too. I get my music stuff done in the morning. Yep.
Yeah. So I have my breakfast, I take my dog out, and then I come into my office, which I'm at, wait a minute, I'll show you.
Yeah.
There's the Beatles.
Oh,
My patron saints.
Hey, guys.
I sit here, it's a lovely office, and I have a number 2 pencil, I have a legal pad, and I write what I need to write. Right now I'm working on a song, so I can't wait to, in the morning, I'll be working on it. So this is the other thing, I'm a disciplined person. I have some good qualities. I'm also, I have a temper, and I'm impatient, and I like dogs way too much. I love dogs, but I'm disciplined. I will write in the morning.
Well, the whole writing thing. Now, I wrote some gorgeous lyrics about when the pandemic hit, and it was March of last year. And the lyric is the song is called "What Became of Spring."
Great title.
And the lyrics are gorgeous, but I can't get I'm not hearing, I just wait for it to come. And so are you putting the chords and things? Are you doing that too? Or do you often
No. Most of the time, no. I do write music sometimes, but most of the time I'm a lyricist. So and sometimes I give my lyric to the people I work with, and sometimes they give me a melody, which I prefer, and then I'll put a lyric to it. So I do it all different ways.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking of just here's a crazy idea. Listen to this crazy idea.
Yeah.
You'll probably love it. I was thinking of, there's a gentleman up here who is a very lyrical, wonderful jazz pianist named Rick Montalbano.
Oh yeah, wonderful.
And he's Jane's stepfather, or no?
Yeah, he played for me and Cheryl at the Syracuse Jazz Festival.
Oh, Rick Jr. Oh, Rick Montalbano, yeah.
Yeah, and he sent me the tunes he writes, and he writes some really nice tunes.
He writes nice tunes too.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking of doing, and check this crazy idea out, I'm thinking of getting with him and doing a really emotional read, no notes, an emotional read of the lyric.
Love it.
See where his hands go.
Yeah.
You think it's a good idea?
Great idea, because I do that sometimes with my composers, because what you're going to give them is the scansion, the rhythm of the line. You're going to give them how they should put it, the notes, but it's how it's talked. It's how it's spoken. As my mother once said, singing is talking. It's a conversation.
Yes, it is. I tell my students when they come in, I said, you already know how to do this.
Yeah.
You already know how.
Same thing with lyrics. I tell my kids, it's a conversation. Don't use big 40-cent, $400 words. Just like you're talking to your friend and you're telling her the story or him the story of what's going on.
That's what it is. That's
communication.
Yeah, I have them do. Oh, you'll get a kick out of this. I'm sorry, Eric, but this is cool singing.
No, it's fine.
It's cool singer stuff. We don't want to leave you off. But everybody always made fun, so much fun of that. His name. He was the captain of the Star Trek.
William
Shatner. Everybody always makes fun of that. He did 2 or 3 performances where he's just doing a very just a read. He's reading the dialogue, like
Mr. Tambourine Man.
I'm a rocket man.
Rocket Man, yeah.
You know, everybody made fun of that, and I'm going, oh wait, this is genius, man. This is like, you want to learn how to phrase? This is what this is about.
Yeah.
I know some of my students are on here. I know they're getting what I'm talking about because I make them do it. I make them do a dramatic read over the chords.
I love this. You know, I did a Mark Murphy masterclass. And I want to talk about Mark Murphy for a minute because
please.
I have a couple of stories. You know, I know you were very good friends with him.
Good friends with him, yeah.
But I did a Mark Murphy masterclass, and I sang a song that I wanted him to do. It's one of my favorite songs. It's called In a Lonely Place. It's on my West Coast Cool album. And I sang it, and he said to me, man, you're singing. I said, yeah, I'm singing the song. He said, no. This is a very painful, emotional song. You're breaking up with this person. You're singing too much. And he had me bring the whole song down.
You know what's so funny? I got to interrupt. You can continue. I tell my students, stop singing.
Yeah. He told me, stop singing.
You know, with the vibrato and the blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Stop
so
that.
I remembered that. And, you know, he was actually a really, really good teacher.
I was wondering, I had never been in his presence when he was teaching. I only know what a character he is just talking.
Oh, so this is my Mark Murphy story.
Okay.
Is this okay, Eric, that I'm telling my Mark? Okay.
No, I just want you to do whatever you want to do.
I'm the most gigantic Mark Murphy fan in the world. I love Mark Murphy. And I used to, every time he was in LA, I would see him, to the point where he thought I was his stalker. So every time he saw me, he went, and I said, I'm just a fan. I mean it. Yeah. So finally, my producer of my last 7 albums, Barbara Brighton, Eric just froze.
He'll come back.
Actually, you just unfroze. So okay, we're good.
Okay, so Barbara Brighton, who's produced my last 7 albums and is a wonderful producer, wonderful, great.
Now, are you talking about engineering or a financial?
No, she produced it. So I have an engineer, Tally Sherwood, but Barbara picks out the songs. We do the arrangements together. She tells me what songs she wants. She tells me what songs I shouldn't do. Then when I'm in the studio doing my vocals, she, you know, leads me through it.
That's nice.
What she does. So she knew Mark Murphy, and she got Mark to write liner notes for my album till I get it right.
Nice.
And finally, Mark Murphy calls me up in 2008 and says, I really love your album. I love your writing. I love the way you sing. It was one of the highlights of my life.
Boy.
And he called me baby. So he never learned my name. He never called me Mark, but he should have. I mean, it's the same name he has. But he didn't think I was a stalker anymore. He called me baby, and it was fabulous.
That I can't imagine anything more. It's just it's almost a religious experience to be called baby by Mark Murphy.
I know. Well, you know, I used to go and see him, and the great thing about Mark Murphy is that he would literally jump off a cliff vocally every night. And most of the times in my presence, he flew. But sometimes he'd crash. He would just crash. But I admired it so much. And
you know, I always I keep coming up with all these I keep coming up with all these metaphors, or not metaphors, or whatever this is, but you know, if you ain't making mistakes, you're not trying.
That's right.
You know, I tell my students that all the time. Don't focus on that. You can't focus on, first of all, the audience doesn't know.
That's right. They don't know.
They don't know. They think you intended it.
Yeah. And you know, I have a phrase that I tell my students, dare to be bad.
Yeah.
You know, they're so afraid of being bad. And I go, I'm not worried about it. I'd rather you were bad than insipid. I hate insipid, you know. I hear so many jazz singers today. Well, you know, most of everything, 80% of everything is shit, you know, pardon me.
But no, please.
I know.
Yeah, but 20% is great. So, you know, I hear these jazz singers.
20%.
They do the same 12 songs.
That's too high for next year.
Sorry,
Uh,
you are.
I've been hearing a
Go
lot
on.
of good jazz singers lately. You know, there's actually a lot of good jazz singers right now. You know, I'm a fan. I'm also a fan of people. I'm also one of these people that I love singers. You know, I love Jackie Ryan. I love Lorraine
Jackie's like-
Feather.
she's
you know.
got a velvet sound. It's just gorgeous.
Beautiful,
You,
huh?
you,
What do you like out there?
spent-
Go ahead, Eric.
What
No, no,
Eric?
this goes along with the question Nancy's about to ask. You referenced somebody in Better Than Anything who, unfortunately, with me being out of radio now over the last couple of years, I'm not as up on her as I should be. Is
Tyrell.
Cena E.
Cena E? Cena E,
It's spelled EEG, but it's E.
but the G is silent.
Yeah,
Tell me about her.
yeah. Cena E is a Danish singer, and do you know her, Nancy? Oh, well, we've got to play. I wrote the title. I wrote the lyrics for the title of her new album, her last album. We
I'm gonna
just
pull it
begun.
up.
And
Yeah.
do the one where she's singing in front of the orchestra. We've just begun. They've got different versions. She's the real thing, Nancy. This girl, this woman, is fantastic. And she stayed at my house last January with her
How do you
husband.
spell her name?
Sinne.
I got it, Nance. I got it.
Got it. Okay. We've just begun with a Danish.
Oh yeah, yep, I've got it. Sure.
And she came up with a melody first and gave it to me. And I wrote the lyric with a wonderful writer named Shelley Nyman. The two of us wrote the lyric.
God, you're just so prolific and busy. I just am. I'm in awe of all this stuff you're doing.
Thanks.
What else I don't have this much energy.
I'm writing a book.
Oh, I'm supposed to be too, and I.
Good gosh.
And guess what? I think I got a publishing deal.
What? What?
It's not signed, so I'm not going to say it, but
Yeah, don't take.
I'm writing a book on songwriting, which I've been wanting to do.
That's
for a
what you
while.
need to do. Yeah,
And
yeah.
Wow.
Somebody wants me to write my autobiography. I said, well, between you and my family, I mean, I'm not dead yet. Like you got.
I know, but it's fun to. I'm putting a lot of autobiographical stuff in this book, and it's fun to look back and what things that taught me, things that made me what I am today. Really.
Mark, do you want me to play the cut of the album cut or the cut of her on stage with the band?
On stage.
Okay.
It's great. You don't have to play the whole thing, but I
No,
want
no.
Nancy to hear how good this.
I do want to hear it. We all want to
All
hear
right.
it.
Let me let's
Nina.
I heard the sound was fine last
Oh, you
time.
were
So let
fine.
me
You were fine.
all right, so let's this is gonna be again, you who was your partner on this song?
Shelley Nyman wrote the lyric
Okay.
with me.
All right, and
And
this is
Cena wrote the
Cena-
music.
and the Danish radio big band. I mean, oh my gosh,
man.
what a
But this
what a band.
lady, I think she's great. She's fantastic.
Okay, well, we'll listen to the first couple of minutes of We Just Begun, and here we go.
We've just begun, like the poets all say, a kiss for fun,
Oh yeah.
for one night and a day. Don't try to be cool, it's only for fools. We've got this, give it up, give it up, give it up. This is love. We've just begun,
Yeah.
and the future looks bright. The night is young, every planet inside will take it slow. So don't say that you planning to go, don't quit me, take a chance that our romance can fly.
Dynamic,
Don't hesitate,
everything.
you'll be safe in my arms, so set the moon to a sky full of stars. There's so much ahead to be said. Trust your heart, just give it up, give it up, give it up. This is love.
All right.
I think there's like a lot of solos.
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. We're still. Let me. Sorry about that. I
Oh.
apologize to the saxophonist for.
You
Pausing
are
his
talking
solo.
to someone who just I mean, there's so few people. That chick's got shit going on.
I
See,
know.
Nancy knew from the first 15 seconds.
I
Yeah.
always do. I there was a fella that I used to hang out with, and he said, "Well, how do you know in 30 seconds?" I said, "I know in 10."
Yeah,
I know. in
I
10
know.
seconds.
Most of the time I do too. I agree.
That she's got it going on. I'm going to check her out, and I never, I'm like, that's the real deal right there.
Yeah,
Phrasing,
I'm so
dynamic.
excited. We wrote another song together. I think I'm going to do a duet with her on my new record on this song. So I'm real excited. Of course, I haven't asked her
She
yet.
could sing. Now, explain to me again. You wrote the lyrics to that.
Yeah,
Who wrote that melody?
she did.
Shit, that's
Wow.
She started out as a sax player, I believe, and she
Oh, that's
also plays
right.
piano.
yeah.
Unbelievable.
And she's
Unbelievable.
really nice, and her husband is great. He's a great
No,
guy.
I'm going to check that out. I know. Did you hear that, Donna? What a tone. Oh my God. What
Yeah.
taste. What taste. I'm impressed.
Oh, good. I'm glad. You
I'm
know who else I love? I love Claire Martin.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
She's a good
Yeah,
friend.
you and
What
you
Eric?
referenced her,
I know. I'm in love with Claire.
Sir
Martin.
Ryan.
I would marry Claire Martin, except I'm gay, but I would marry her. I love her. No, Cheryl is my sister. I'd marry Claire.
But Liza married a gay guy, didn't she?
Yeah, she married two gay guys.
Oh, well, see, I want to
You know,
marry.
Jack Haley Jr. was fluid, as they say.
Okay.
I'm not. I hope Michael Feinstein isn't watching this. He'll hate me for saying.
Oh,
that.
I'm sure he isn't.
Is Michael?
I'm sure
No,
he isn't.
Michael is.
Although we're grateful for his club.
Yeah, and I love that he's such a connoisseur of the Great American Songbook, and you
Oh
know.
yeah, well he's got archived so much stuff, dug up so much stuff.
But
and-
you know, Nancy, one of my reasons for doing this show tonight is I want you to sing one of my songs. I want to get some songs to you.
let's get it over here.
Yeah, I have some ideas.
Let's get it rocking. And if it needs a little shining up, I'll be shining it up. I'm in the middle of resurrecting my own originals right now.
Yeah, talk about
My
it.
little story. This is my little story, and it's weird.
Yeah.
When I was young and very, I like to use the word tumultuous because I was so interested in love and all kinds of things, and broken hearts and blah blah blah. I mean, your life just it's just like a veil of tears.
Yeah.
So I was writing and writing and writing and writing and writing, and then that just all sort of came to a halt when I moved to Philly, which was in 1980, maybe 79, 80. Anyway, so I have this whole vault of tunes that were about another Nancy,
Mm,
but I've decided that I can resurrect them and make them poignant.
yeah.
And I've been working on that. So I've got 2 of them ready, and I'm going to do a little Kickstarter, try to raise the money and record them.
Great.
That's where I'm at
If
right
you
now.
ever want to run anything past me, say, you think it's cool, it's finished, I'll just,
Oh, I'll send them to you. Let me see
Thank
what
you.
you say.
yeah.
I will do that. And I would
Yeah.
greatly appreciate your whatever that is. I have no words tonight because
My feedback.
yeah,
input.
your feedback.
That's the.
Well, one of the things I teach my students in my class is getting gatekeepers. And those are people that know more than you, are a little farther along than you in whatever you're pursuing. And those are the people you should ask, hey, is this good? Don't ask your mother,
Oh,
don't ask your
God.
girlfriend or boyfriend.
No,
You
don't
need
ask
people
Eric because
like
he's going to
Eric,
tell me he loves
somebody
me
like
anyway.
Eric who knows stuff and run things past him, run things past me, run things past Nancy.
What did
So
you
I
think
say-
of my originals, Eric? Eric
You really-
Cohen.
Do you really want to know?
Are you going to be a shit? I'll come over there.
Don't tell me you got a guy. You got a
I
guy.
got a
right?
guy. He's coming over.
No, I shared with you what I thought of the 2 originals that you've kind of unearthed, and I just fell in love with them instantly. And I think I tried to convey to you that I was listening to these songs and it was hard. I was listening to these songs as if I didn't know you, that we didn't have a 25-year friendship. It was just somebody who said, "Hey,
Yeah,
why
but
don't
I still got to run it by Mark.
Well,
Yes.
you do. Yes, you do. But my honest opinion was these songs have been they've been buried for too long, and you've got 28 others to.
Yeah. Well, I can't. The trouble is they need to be worked on.
Yeah.
As they are, they're not relevant to who I am now. So they need work. They need I'm a better singer than I was then, for instance,
Right,
blah, blah,
right.
blah. So all of that. But I didn't, this particular show is not about me and my tunes. I did want to bring up that I am trying to resurrect some music in the presence of a wonderful songwriter.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well,
I love songs and songwriters. They're some of my favorite people,
By the
I
way, you
love
asked about Michael Feinstein, and
Yeah.
actually, Michael happens to be here, joining us tonight. Just in photographic form. It's okay.
Right?
Yeah. Well, he came to see Cheryl and
Vitello's,
my
right?
show
Yeah.
at the Feinsteins. We were there pretty much when it switched over in LA to Feinsteins at Vitello's, and he was very complimentary, and he knew all about my love of Bobby Troop.
Oh.
And I've had 2 albums of Bobby Troop songs, and I love Bobby Troop, and I feel a kindred spirit to him.
Oh yeah.
See, Nance, I knew he was going to bring up Bobby Troop, so I had this ready to go.
I love that
Great
picture.
name, Do Re Mi. Are you kidding me?
Oh, it's a good song. I've never recorded it, but it's a cool song. Do re mi, do re mi. It's all about money.
Oh, I'm thinking of doe, a deer, a female.
It's all about dough, like
Did
money.
you know, Mark, you'll appreciate this being a singer. Did you know that many mainstream colleges have stopped solfege now, and they're using numbers, and I'm the happiest person. So now we're doing
Oh.
1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. We're not doing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. We're not
That's
doing
great.
It's really great.
Why has that happened, Nance? Why do you think they've?
Well, I can tell you that there's no application for do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do when you're a singer. There's no application for it
Except if
other
you're in
than
a road show of Sound of Music.
Yeah, right. Do, a deer.
I mean, I'm
So,
just making a joke.
it's good. Learning the intervals is much more important. 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 1. Like that's so much more important. And
Yeah.
I just think
I agree.
it's an interesting.
But getting back to Bobby Troop, through my love of Bobby Troop, I got to be friends with his family,
Whoa.
his daughters. So he had a first wife, Cindy Troop, and they after the war, Bobby was in the army, and he got out of the army, and they took their beautiful black Buick convertible and went from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, where Bobby was from, and moved to LA. And in the middle of, on Route 66, between Chicago, Pennsylvania and LA, Cindy whispered in his ear, "Get your kicks" on Route 66.
Hello.
And that started the song. And he had an appointment to see Nat King Cole when he got to LA. And he had Baby Baby all the time in his pocket. But he wrote Route 66 on Route 66 and had half of the song done and played it for Nat, and Nat King Cole told him to leave the piano and started playing the song and loved that song and Baby Baby all the time. And so that's the story.
It's interesting because I have a pedagogue in that I have a series of tunes that they must learn.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing that they must learn is Route 66.
Oh, yeah.
And because it's a 12-bar blues, basically, it's the bones of a 12-bar blues, basically.
Yeah.
And they need to understand what speech singing is, because you cannot sing that tune.
Right.
You can't sing it.
No.
And it's got lots of room for taking some personal choices.
Yeah.
Oh,
My brother, but I just hung up on him.
we can send him the Zoom link, and we
It
can.
was Bobby Troop calling from heaven.
Oh my gosh.
So we're Bobby Troop fans in my studio.
I know. What's your favorite Bobby Troop song?
Well, I'm not a
Okay.
historian. I am not a historian, and I'm not the right person to ask.
Okay. How about Eric? Eric, what do you like?
Well, I mean, I don't want to give the I don't want to give the cliched answer, but I mean, it's hard to top Route 66. Although
Meaning of the Blues is pretty great, though.
Meaning of the Blues is good. I worry sometimes that when one song is so predominantly associated, rightfully so, but since he's the composer, that I feel that there's so many other gems from the Bobby Troup collection that get overlooked because he's the Route 66 guy. And
Yeah.
I know.
And that's why I'm so glad you did a recording where you did Hungry Man.
I'm gonna go check that recording out now. When you show.
Oh yeah, Hungry Man is a great laundry list song. Just fantastic. You know the song, Nancy? Oh, it's great.
No, but I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
I
Hungry
probably
Man's
do.
great.
I hear things and don't know what I'm listening to sometimes, so I
Yeah.
don't make note of it the way you do. You're much
Yeah.
more organized.
I'm a Virgo. It's organized. I'm organized.
Yeah. Well, I am a triple Libra.
Ooh.
So
Laura Nero was a
Wait.
Libra.
yeah.
Laura
And
Nero-
Laura Nero is the other person I did an album of her songs. And it turns out that Laura Nero and Bobby Troup were born on the same day. They're both Libras.
Hmm.
Whoa,
So- And
really?
they had about as much in common as nothing. They had nothing in common, the two of
Well,
them.
we're
So-
very interested in keeping things peaceful, and
Yeah.
that causes us a lot of stress.
Yeah.
That's an unfortunate thing, but it also keeps our lives filled with tension that causes us to be creative.
Cool.
That was profound.
I liked it. Yeah. I think that's good.
By the way, and when I was looking, I was doing some research. As Nancy knows, I'm the journalist of the show,
Yes, you're the journalist of the show.
and I do like a Google search on Bobby Troup, and I look up images. The first 5 or 6 images were Bobby Troup and Julie London together.
Oh, mm.
But I
42
decided,
years of marriage. They were married
Yeah,
for 42
yeah.
years.
Oh,
But
really? See, I don't know.
And he produced Crimea River. Julie
Hmm.
London really didn't want to sing that much. He kept pushing her out.
Really?
Yeah, she really liked being at home.
Hmm.
So the other thing I learned about Bobby Troup is he was a really nice guy. I mean, I never met him. I could have met him many times. By the time he died is when I got into Bobby Troup.
Yeah,
But
he
his
doesn't seem
family,
like a pretentious person,
he was
other than he dug putting over the vibe of the era, though. He
Oh,
did.
yeah.
He really dug that. He was like when you watch him singing his own tune, it's really fun.
It is. Lots of great videos of Bobby Troup.
Yeah.
And is it true, Mark? You got an email from his son-in-law,
Yeah.
Bobby?
Bob Bales, and
Yeah.
he actually sent me a very lovely email, and that was what began my relationship with he and his wife, who was Bobby's daughter, Cindy.
Right.
Not Cindy, Ronnie, and Cindy's the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was lovely. He's saying he really loved the album. They've come to a lot of my shows, and I've met the son with Julie London. Ronnie, no, not Ronnie. I forgot his son. He came to my last show, so they're lovely. They're a lovely family.
When was your last show?
My last live show was February 27th, 2020, with Cheryl Bentyne at Vitello's.
Yep. So I followed you into that. When's your next? Have you got anything booked?
Cheryl and I are doing a virtual show June 23rd from LACMA, the County Art Museum.
Oh.
And hopefully I'll be doing another. David and I did a show, a CD release party virtual in February. And I hope to do something live in the next couple of months.
I'm lucky. I have concerts already. They're here in upstate New York, but
That's great.
But it's their concerts, and I'm very happy. But I'm feeling very insecure because I need to get my chops together.
I've stopped doing my vocal exercises, and I really notice it. So I have to start going back to them.
So, do you study with a coach at all?
I have studied with the Sweetlands, Lee and Sally Sweetland, and but they are long gone. But I use their methods, and they're the methods I use, and I do their vocal exercises. But I actually I'm working with Gabrielle Stravelli right now.
I know that name.
I hear
From
that
New
name
York.
a lot. She's out. She's not here in LA. She's somewhere in the Midwest or something.
No, she's New York.
Oh, she's in New York.
She's a wonderful singer. And so
yeah.
I'm giving her songwriting lessons and she's giving me singing lessons.
Ooh, there's a
Right.
deal.
Yeah. But are we going to play another song?
Yeah,
We
what
are
do you
gonna-
want to hear?
Tell us what
So
you want to
awesome.
hear.
I love the song you wrote for your husband.
Oh, let's do
that's
that
a
one.
gorgeous piece of music.
Thank you. I chose The Moon.
Oh, I love
Yeah. Well, he was a great guy, man. I fell into a pot of honey with him. He was just
you're
great.
so lucky.
And I remember when I came up with the lyric, it was the night of the Academy Awards, and I gave him the lyric as our 34th anniversary present, and he started crying.
So you guys were together a long time.
Long time, since 1981. We met in March 3rd, 1981. I went on a date with him, slept with him, and never left. How about that?
That's the best.
Yeah.
That's a
Let me
pretty.
just say one more thing about Richard Del Belso, which was his name. He's Italian. I love Italians. He was the smartest guy I ever knew. And I went out to dinner with him. And in the middle of him talking to me, I said, I'm going to be with this guy. He's the greatest guy I've ever met. And I was totally right. He was. So this is a song. I wrote the lyric and Bill Cantos wrote the music. And it's one of my favorite songs. I love this song.
Did you find it, Eric, dear?
It's ready to go. Let's it's 4.5 minutes. We'll listen to a couple of minutes. And then if you don't mind, in the last like 10 minutes, I do want to ask you, Mark, about your love of theater and one show in
Sure.
particular called Naked Boys Singing.
Sure.
So
I'll talk about anything.
Who doesn't want to see naked boys singing?
well, see, Nance, that we're not, that's okay.
Straight men.
All right. I'm going to try to
Answer your
see.
question.
I think they lie.
Well, we'll talk about it. I have plenty to say.
By the way, Beverly Church Hogan in the chat says Richard was the most wonderful gentleman.
Oh, he loved Beverly.
Very nice. So here we go.
Beverly's a wonderful singer.
Yeah.
And we love
Oh, yeah.
going to see her. But you know, I have a lot of friends who are singers, and some of them aren't as good as Beverly. And he would say to me, "Don't ever take me to see that woman again." You know, other singers, not Beverly. He loved Beverly. But
How much of the song would you like to hear?
play about the first 20 years. No, the first 2 minutes.
First 2 minutes. All right, here we go. Mark, God, I almost misspoke and said, here's Mark Murphy. No, this is,
Oh,
You could say, hey,
great Freudian slip.
you wouldn't mind that Freudian slip,
not
right?
at all.
Okay, here we go. Mark Winkler, and I chose The Moon.
Sometimes I think of the lovers I've missed, the nights of adventure, lips left unkissed,
I love that.
and I sigh and I wonder if only I had wandered. And then I look at you and I smile to myself, 'cause I know I chose the moon. I left the stars behind, I chose the moon. But you know I don't mind, 'cause when the moon shines, it shines through your eyes. So warm, so wise, the moon. Sometimes I think of the day that we met, our first conversation. I didn't expect that your gaze would be so steady, my heart would be so ready that when I looked at you, I would know in my heart what to do. I chose the moon, I left the stars.
All right, I know we could hear the rest, but oh my goodness.
I have chills.
Oh,
Gorgeous.
Oh, thank
wow.
you.
But
I mean,
what
just
I
the
hear-
phrasing. Oh,
I hear you going inside of that song. I hear that.
Sure.
Mm.
Songs are wonderful things. You know, every time I hear that song, Richard comes back to me. And
I
that's
was
what's so great
watching.
about songs, you know,
Yeah.
it's I'll always think of him.
Well,
always.
how lucky you had that experience in your
Oh man, very lucky guy. You know, and I've got a wonderful boyfriend, 4 years, Italian. I thought, and he loves my music, very musical guy. He has a very good voice actually. So
excellent, excellent.
They're all the flavors of the ice cream are good.
yeah,
But we do
and I
have,
like ice cream. So okay,
So,
let's not speak about
I
ice
made
cream.
you
Let's talk about
smile.
naked boys.
So let's segue into an off-Broadway show called Naked Boys Singing. Nancy, behave yourself, please.
I can't do that.
No, don't behave yourself. It's been the
Why
most
would I do that?
successful thing I ever did. I only wrote 2.5 songs for the show, but it's been running for 20 years all over the world.
God bless.
And it's really a cute show. It's really not nasty or anything. They're naked and they're young, so who cares? I mean, they look beautiful. And
do
they
we
sing
get to
funny
see
songs
naked
about being
boys?
naked. What?
Do we get to see them, Eric?
I'm looking. I'm looking.
Okay, you can go to Robert Mitchum is the song I wrote from Naked Boys, and it's the only song in the show where they're wearing clothes.
Yeah, because we couldn't. Facebook would take us down if
So
we.
you can put in Robert Mitchum, Naked Boys singing, and you'll see there was a movie. They filmed the show and they released it as a movie.
Well, I mean, I think this
You don't have to
picture. No, I think this picture will.
Yeah, gotta be careful.
Uh-oh, Stella's getting concerned
Oh, well,
here.
Stella's, she's getting excited.
She's getting excited. But I mean,
Naked dog singing.
all right. So, folks, if Facebook kicks us off for this, we've had a great time with Mark Winkler.
No,
So-
be careful, Eric. What are you gonna put?
That
up?
would be the best thing if we got censored, wouldn't it? It would really increase our.
Yeah, right.
This is why they have top hats.
Oh, well, okay.
We're okay, right?
Let me
We're
see.
fine.
Wait, now let me just tell you which body I like.
Okay.
Well, they all work out.
They do, yeah.
Nancy, I learned a lot of things being around these boys. And one of them is they never eat. They work out all the time. They're all, we cast it. We had a cast it where we decided we liked their voice. Then they took their clothes off. We didn't want to be, nasty or anything. So we made sure they had talent before they took their clothes off.
All right, Nance, say goodbye to the boys for now.
I'm just checking them out.
I'm sure you are. Yeah.
It's playing at the New World Stages. I hope it's going to continue. I'm not sure, but it was playing at New World Stages in New York. And,
So
it's been
you
a wonderful
would highly
experience.
recommend songwriting is a good way to continue your just success in the music business, right?
Thank you. Yeah. To me, songwriting is the basis of everything I love. So I love singing. I come from a family of singers, and my mom told me she was a very natural singer, and my aunt was so we sang naturally. So whenever I go to songwriting teachers, and I went to one many years ago, and he wanted me to sound like a fish underwater.
What?
And I don't believe in that. I believe in being natural about singing.
Absolutely.
Right.
To go back to how we started this conversation, and when your mother was completely right on. I mean, singing is talking.
Yes.
I mean, this is storytelling in America. This is something the entire world has copied.
Yeah.
The entire world.
So I love songs and I love singers and I love people. I love people on the radio who play my songs. I love DJs, jazz DJs. They're
Hey.
like the nicest guys. I do. And I love you, Eric.
Hey,
I loved you from the
And
minute I
besides
met you.
that, you also love Eric, and that's good.
I do. He was so sweet when I saw him in Syracuse. He was
Yeah.
so happy to see us.
Well, listen, it was always a thrill for me to get to interview the artists, and then of course to meet them in person. Obviously, I didn't get to meet every artist I played, but when I got to meet you and Cheryl in person at the Syracuse Jazz Fest and talk to you guys, and I think we did do an interview many years ago. It's just
I think so.
fascinating. It's just fascinating, like what we've been doing for the last almost 90 minutes, just to hear the stories behind the music and your influences and the process, how you go about doing things. You're a morning person, and it's so, again, the connections that it's one thing to just, anybody can just plop a CD in, hit a button, and let the music just go free to the listeners, but to actually connect and have an artist either email me and say, thanks so much for the airplay. I speak for any radio programmer. I mean, that just gives us such great joy to know that the artists, when artists reach out themselves and say, hey, you know what, without you, we can't get our songs heard. And I know Nancy's appreciative for.
We spend, when we put out records, you have no idea how much time we spend recognizing and respecting the people that are supporting us.
Yes.
I mean, we wouldn't have a place in the business if we didn't do that, but we do it honestly anyway, because, there's not a pay, aside from major labels
Right.
who have certain ways of edging things, but there's no more payola, really. You have a good radio guy.
Yeah.
And that's it. You got somebody that
I have Neil Sapper on this new album.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
great. And I have Mike Herzon's work. I actually love the whole thing. I love going to Jazz Congress or whatever, IAJE. I love that. I love the whole community. In LA, we have a wonderful community of jazz singers, and I
We're all
love that.
friends. I'm friends with everyone.
Are you friends with Judy Wexler?
Judy and I are big pals. I was just on the phone with her the other day. I
I
forgot
know
why.
her.
Something I was talking to her about releasing these singles, but she's just releasing singles, but they're a part of they're part of a record.
She has a new album.
Yeah.
Called Back to the Garden. And it's great. And I listened to it, and she asked my opinion on things. And there's wonderful singers at Beverly Church. I'm producing Beverly Church Hogan, actually. We're going to the studio in June.
That's wonderful.
And I also produce CDs, which I love to do.
Me too. That's that. Well, I produced that
great.
Mark record. That was my production.
Oh, I'm gonna save the best. I'm gonna save the best picture for last. Coming up in a moment.
Told the engineer everything to do.
Well, I have a great engineer. I don't have to tell him anything. He tells me, but we work together like this. And Barbara Brighton, who's fantastic. I don't fight with her anymore. I used to fight with her, but she's right all the time.
Well, we only have so much energy left. So
I know.
By the way, we had a lady in the chat earlier. I don't know if she's still in the chat with us, but somebody that you would know, Dolores
Scorsese.
Yeah.
Wonderful singer.
Yeah.
I produced 2 of her records.
There you go.
So Nancy, I have a harem of women that are around me in LA. I love women jazz singers.
Well, that's a natural and healthy thing.
Yeah.
I've always wanted a harem, but I've never had one.
Well, I don't get the other, it's like I go out to eat with them. That's the pleasure. And I produce their CDs,
Well, you're going to go out to eat with me. I got news for you.
Oh yeah, we're going to do it.
Do you have a favorite New York club, Mark? Is there one?
Well, I the last gig I did with Mary Foster Conklin, who I love.
Oh, we're friends too.
Oh, I love her.
And she does a radio show too.
Yes, she does.
Yes.
With my friend Russ.
She has a wonderful show, Broad Spectrum.
Correct.
And we did Pangea.
Oh, I played there.
I loved it. Except they don't have a monitor. Drove me crazy.
It wasn't bad when I was there. Ari Silverstein got me in there. That was interesting. That's
But I like Birdland. You know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the room
well, I've been to
downstairs.
Birdland for my whole career. He's been very good to me, and I'm always grateful.
Johnny is great. I love Johnny.
Very grateful to
Yeah.
him. I don't know when he's going to reopen. I haven't asked him. He owes me a date, but
Okay.
I'm not going to bug him.
Good.
Why not?
So
Because we
those
were
are the
booked.
two- I like the Laurie Beachman. The Laurie Beachman is I
Mhm.
played.
Well,
Oh, there's a
New
lot.
York.
I told Nance the next time she plans a trip out to California, I would like to.
Oh, you got to go.
I got to tag along, even if I'm her carry-on or something. I'll be in the I'll be in her compartment up above her because we know so many people out there.
Carrying me, for God's sakes. Oh my God. Gary.
But it would be great.
It would be fun.
I mean, you came to our neck of the woods here in Syracuse. It'd only be right for me to come out to. I mean, heck, Studio City. I mean, I would. That'd be a nice road trip, Nance, wouldn't it? We could see Mark. We could see Judy.
Oh, Judy always shows up when I'm working. She's like my
You
girl.
know Julie Kelly, Denise
We're all
Donatelli.
girls. I wish I could
Yeah.
show you. Where's that picture before we go?
All right, all right. I'm gonna.
Find that
Okay.
picture? This Mark will just love this picture.
All
He's
right,
gonna
and
love
then
this.
I'm gonna close with a picture that Mark will love. I think even more. But
I
right.
hope it's not the one I'm thinking it is. Should I blow? I think I know which one it is. Okay.
no, come on.
Is it funny?
Is it funny?
Yeah.
It's. I would describe it as. I'm not gonna say.
Okay,
anything.
okay. Let's look at the picture of the girls.
I want to see
Well,
the picture of the girl. I call
Well,
it.
hang
the
on.
girl.
I've got to go to Nancy's page here, and
We got to go to my site and then go to the photos and then.
oh no, you're right. Go to. That's right. I was going to your Facebook page, but yeah, I'll just go to your website.
You
You
know
guys.
Mike
talk-
Campbell, Nancy?
Pardon?
Mike Campbell?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
I love him. He's a guy. I love him.
And Mark, forgive me if you said this earlier, but how long does your friendship go back with David?
37 years.
Wow.
To the night that the guy who just died, he picked
Walter
Ferraro
Mondale?
as his vice presidential candidate. Walter Mondale.
Walter Mondale, yeah.
That day I met David for the first time.
It's interesting that you associate meeting David with the day that Mondale chose
Ferraro,
Ferraro.
Geraldine.
That was a historic.
How you doing? You finding it? You want me to?
Yeah,
find
yeah,
it?
no. I'm almost. Oh no, I went to your.
David is the nicest guy. I love David. We had the best time making the record, and I'd love to do another record with him. You know, he's great. I love it.
Hmm.
No, I've always. Oh, I found it. Here we go.
Here we go.
He's
my little baby journalist. He's a good boy.
Oh,
He's a good boy, Eric.
Oh, that's right. I have
Not a
to.
naked boy though.
I'm not.
You know
believe
what?
me, I've never been naked in my life.
You're crossing into territory, Nance, that we should save for a private conversation now.
I just get silly. I just had a
Um,
glass of wine, so now I'm silly.
Okay, hang on. I've got to.
Nancy, I learned all about fluffing in Naked Boy Singing.
Fluffing?
Fluffing. You don't know about fluffing?
No, please hit me.
Well, it's what men do before porno movies. They don't want to get a erect penis, but they want it to be, nice. So they
Not hidden. They don't
hair
want it to
dryer.
be
So
hidden.
it's with a hair dryer. You put a hair dryer because
Oh.
heat is your friend, cold is your enemy.
Well, we know that.
But believe me, I really learned it in this show.
All right, I hate to
Eric,
take us
are
off.
you very embarrassed right now?
Well, I hate to take us off the
There we
topic of
go.
erect penises, but
Aw,
forget about
yeah, my
penises. Let's-
friends, Judy and Julie
my
Kelly, and
girls.
Denise, and
We've all been together all through the years, all of us.
Great picture.
they're great. I love these ladies. They're wonderful. They're friends of mine too.
Denise, boy, she likes to have. We've had some good times.
No filters in this picture either. No filters. Yeah.
No, what beautiful women.
I know, right? right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
That was, I don't even know where that was. That I don't even know. That was.
That looks like Vitello's. No?
No, it's not though. I think it's one of those good gigs that oh God, my brain.
Julie, probably Julie's gig at Mambo's.
It was a hotel gig that her name starts with an M. Her husband's a drummer.
Jane Monheit.
No.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm making
okay.
a fool of
Her
myself
husband's a
by not
drummer.
remembering her name.
Lena Horne. Okay. Okay, let's see this awful.
All right, here's the
picture
pi-
thing.
Yeah, but we don't want to keep Mark from writing his next
Right.
set of lyrics and his next song, and Stella might need to go for a walk. Who knows?
She does.
So yeah, I found this picture, and we've talked about him enough, and I just thought this was a really wonderful picture to share with the folks of somebody who you shared your life with for so many years.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
And
that's Richard.
Richard and you and
Coco, the white one, was my first dog. He was the horniest little dog I ever had. And then Skipper just wandered into the picture one day up the street, and it was to the chagrin of Coco, who never liked Skipper.
Well, isn't
Oh.
that a beautiful picture? What
Yeah.
he just exudes such warmth and oh my
he
God.
does just like
He
yeah.
really does.
He looks
Yeah.
like somebody you'd want to take to a dinner party. I don't know.
Oh, all my girl singer friends loved Richard because he'd buy their CD. He always bought their CDs. Nothing can endear me to anybody more than when they buy my CD. And he would buy their CDs, and he would talk to Judy, and he had a New York accent, and he'd go, Judy, I have to tell you about that song. He would tell, he was very good with the criticism, he knew how to do it.
A New York accent. Oh my gosh.
He was from Albany, New York.
Oh,
Do you reckon? So I have one. Well, Albany's a little more like that. Albany's a little more,
I love his family. I have loads of them up in Albany, New York. I speak to his sister every week.
Albany's a
hours-
great place to live in New York because you're so close to New York City. It's a good. I lived there for quite a while actually, but
Yeah,
that's
it's just-
another whole story.
just 2
That's
hours
really
from
fun.
us.
What?
It's just 2 hours up the.
Yeah, I
Really?
love taking the train from New York City to Albany. It's the
Don't you
best.
though? Oh my gosh, I love the train.
It's my favorite ride.
I love all those obnoxious conductor people too.
Oh yeah, they look so unhealthy.
Oh my gosh. We could.
Mark, you and I are going to get in trouble. I can see this coming.
We are. We're destined to be friends, Nancy. is what it
We're
is.
going to get in trouble. I can see this coming.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
The
Nancy just. By the way, Nancy just texted me. Can you put the naked boys picture up again? No, I'm just kidding.
You know, Eric, the picture I thought you were going to put up.
Yeah. What
was
did you think
me-
I was gonna?
Me as Julie London.
Oh, where's
Cheryl and I
that?
do this show, and I put this picture up. It's Julie is my name, and it's me with breasts, and it's a great picture.
That's gonna have to be for.
We'll have to save that for another.
That's gonna have to be for Mark Winkler episode 2. Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I think it's about time we all
Oh.
said good evening, and we all are so grateful to have spent this time with you.
Oh,
This was fun.
This
It
was
wa-
a lot of fun, and
it
I
just
feel
flew
like
by.
I know
Yeah.
you too, and I'm really, really delighted to know you better. This is great.
Me too. And I'm going to get you some songs, but I want you to bring me your songs too.
I'll send you the 2 things I just finished.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think you will enjoy if you don't enjoy these 2 originals like I did, Mark, I'll be shocked. So.
No, I'm sure I will.
It's my new thing. It's what I'm doing now in this stage of my life. I'm not going to make more records of reimagined standards right now. If I'm gonna do anything, it's this, and
Yeah.
hopefully it would maybe make a little money. I don't know how, but maybe. I mean, you must be taking in some income from your compositions.
I am.
I'm going to talk with you because you're going to hit me to how that all works.
Okay, I can talk to you about it.
We're gonna,
We're going to talk. And Eric,
Yeah.
I want to talk to you because.
No, I absolutely. We're gonna,
no, but I need to talk to somebody that knows about what happened.
Okay, I can hip you to it.
Yeah.
I can.
Okay. All right, Eric.
All right.
you know what, I'm I'm out of material. I mean, I thought maybe I'd have time to ask Mark about triskaidekaphobia, but we don't have time for that. So
It's the fear of the number 13, a Bobby Troop song, and it's great. And I do it on my last album.
there you go. He just summed it up perfectly. Yes.
Okay.
Mark, thank you so much. You and I will be in touch. You and Nancy will be in touch. And this is our 41st show, and it's the first time that the phrase erect penis has ever been used, but
Thank you.
it was used in the right context. So
It's just a little too much for me. All right. Love you
Okay.
all.
thank you, Mark. Thank you, Stella.
Thank
Thank you, Nance. And we'll see you guys next week.
All right.
Be safe.
Bye.
All right. Love you guys. Take care.